Let's talk about the latest news from the Sinai Peninsula in Egypt. British authorities are increasingly saying that they believe a bomb may have caused the Russian MetroJet flight 9268 crash in the Sinai Peninsula just 23 minutes after taking off from the Egyptian resort city of Sharm el-Sheikh. We gave you the original information about this early this week, and now we have more data. As you may recall, the MetroJet plane broke apart in midair Saturday, just 23 minutes after takeoff. All 224 people on board en route to St. Petersburg, Russia, were killed. Initially, we heard Egypt and Russia say this was some kind of external impact. This was not a mechanical failure. And we hypothesized, well, Russian airlines, particularly the smaller ones, have safety issues in their past, and we don't really know what's going on. Now, we are seeing British intelligence say that they believe, including Prime Minister David Cameron, say that it is more likely than not that the crash was caused by a bomb. U.S. intelligence analyses now suggest that the terror group ISIS or its affiliates may have been the ones who planted that bomb on the plane. The officials who spoke on the behalf of the U.S. intelligence agencies said that no formal conclusion has yet been reached, and that the forensic evidence that it may be available hasn't yet been fully analyzed from the crash. Intelligence also suggests that someone at Sharm el-Sheikh airport helped get this potential bomb that might have been the cause of the crash onto the plane, according to one U.S. official. Remember that right after the crash, an ISIS-affiliated group immediately took credit for this, and Russian and Egyptian authorities were very quick to say, that's not credible. We have no evidence that that's the case. Russia and Egypt continue to dismiss the allegations of the bomb as speculation. Egypt's Civil Aviation Ministry said in a statement earlier today that the British theory of a bomb having been smuggled aboard the plane is, quote, not based on facts, and that all airports adhere to international security standards. Now, part of the reason that Russia and Egypt would want to prevent people from thinking that this was a bomb is that it is already having a real world economic impact, and the impact would be huge if that were to ultimately be the determination. There's another storyline, though, and this is one that Russia may want to distract from, which is that of the poor safety record. Not only are there general problems with Russian airline safety, particularly regional airlines, this exact plane had a problem in the past. This aircraft, which was involved in the flight 9268 crash, had a tail strike while landing in Cairo 14 years ago, meaning that during the landing, the tail of the plane struck the ground, the runway. And some people are drawing comparisons to a Japan Airlines flight 123, which crashed in 1985 and 7 years prior had also suffered a tail strike while landing. There's a lot that we don't yet know, but just based on the speculation as described by Russian and Egyptian authorities, the UK government is already taking action. They've started to bring home thousands of British tourists from Egypt amidst concerns about airport security. Nearly 40 flights from 7 different countries were supposed to land in Sharm el-Sheikh today, and not nearly all of them are going to. Lufthansa, for example, the German airline, suspending flights to Egypt's Sinai Peninsula. And the immediate problem is that there are tourists stranded there. The implications, if ISIS did indeed do this, are huge, because it is a clear step forward by ISIS in terms of their belligerence and aggression. Obviously, massacring countless people and controlling territory aggressively in various countries in the Middle East is nothing to sneeze at. But things escalate quickly when you start taking down commercial airplanes. I already have no interest in flying on Russian airlines or Middle Eastern airlines for a combination of political and safety reasons. I would not at this point fly to any of those countries other than Israel. And even then, I flew into Israel over the summer, and being aware of the very specific path and the tight turn, you should see the approach to Ben Gurion Tel Aviv airport that planes make when coming from Europe. They basically fly right over the Mediterranean Sea, sort of trying to stay away from the countries that surround that sea as you approach Israel. And to land at Ben Gurion Airport, they fly straight in over the coast and then make what, depending on the approaches, up to 180-degree U-turn to land and avoid going anywhere close to those surrounding areas. It clearly is very safe, and there have not been any incidents there. But even that I was very aware of as we were approaching Ben Gurion Airport in July. At this point, I would not go to absolutely any of these places in the midst of what's going on. And we will see what the economic impact is as this continues. And if it is ultimately determined that indeed a bomb was responsible here, it's going to hit the fan, I think, is the best way to say it.